I've talked about iPadOS over the past several years, and I've always put an interesting emphasis on using your iPad as your daily driver. For the first couple of years, iPadOS was not really a laptop replacement. That is, of course, until iPadOS 16. Now, I'm going to preface this video by stating that not all features are available on all iPads. For example, Stage Manager is not available on any iPad that does not have the M1 chip. So basically the iPad Air with the M1 chip and the iPad Pro are the only two iPads that are compatible with Stage Manager. Now, Stage Manager is perhaps one of the most important features on iPadOS. Yes, there are other features that other people might find more important than Stage Manager, but at the end of the day, Stage Manager brings the iPad closer to a laptop than you might think. There are some interesting caveats and limitations with Stage Manager. It is not a full-fledged windowing system that like you see on Mac OS or Windows or even Linux for that matter. What it does do is it allows you to organize windows in a little bit more free fashion than you would have been able to do before. Before, for context, you were only able to do split view or full screen apps. We saw kind of a glimpse of this last year with Quick Notes, and we've seen this with the floating user interface that they had. This is a little bit different. As I explained in my first impressions video, you can't exactly position the windows exactly where you want. But what it does allow you to do is have the windows floating above your desktop in iPadOS. And it's kind of useful, especially if you have a multi-monitor setup. And that begs a really interesting question on where the iPad is going to be positioned in the future. It will never replace the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro because they do have sole purpose-driven applications that make sense on those device form factors. But what it does represent is for those people who need a lightweight device that you can carry around and use touch as well as a mouse and keyboard. It paves the way for an interesting future for the iPad. And of course, I really want to know what you guys think in those comments down below. That's really all I have for today, folks. I'll see you guys next time.